Hokies, it's time to get it going. Temple about to kick it off and get this game underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Virginia Tech Hokies offense will go to work first. And they're going to be met by one of the best defenses in the nation, David. And I know seeing a defense doing what they want, when they want to do it, makes you a happy man.
Well, defense is starting to make a comeback. Like, I'm excited about this new era of football. Like, we're seeing better tackling, and we're seeing better coverage than we were a couple years ago. And this defense is fun to watch them on tape, fun to talk to their coaches. Jesse, this defense has been consistent all year long.
And they're dialed in, and they're so talented. They've got multiple NFL draft picks on that side of the football, and they don't have to change a lot week to week. This defense dominates. They do what they do, and they don't care if you know it. You can't do anything against them.
Off the play fake. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Terrible way to start this game if you're on offense. You've given up 2 straight negative plays. You ran the ball on first down for negative yards, and then you take a sack now on second down. That tells me this offensive line has got to wake up. You knew this was physically going to be a challenge, but you've got to get ready to go, and you've got to fire off the ball because going backwards ain't going to get it done.
The Hokies will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Fields the punt and try to pick up some yards. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. So Temple's offense will go to work for the first time. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Wants to go up top on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Making side adjustments here. Second down, they'll go to the air. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Punga. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. And the Owls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Turning it on! Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And this guy's going to have to come through for you in this game. He picks up another first down, but he's your Heisman contender. He's the best player on your...
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Owls!
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's shown it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Looking downfield on first down. The quick out. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Pressure coming. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
To the air on second down. And the pressure is coming in, and they get
offensive staff coming into this one, they knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game that they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And to get rid of it quickly. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
And that's the problem as an offense, man. You get in these 3rd and forever situations, and now the defense drops back, and they take away all the deep stuff, and you're trying to find some space, but it's just so hard to try to convert those 3rd and longs.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Slings it downfield. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback making adjustments. Fires to the right. He's got it. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. Temple looking for a touchdown from the red zone. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown Owls.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Let's take a moment here and talk a little Virginia Tech. Biggest problem for schools that aren't the traditional power. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the Hokies will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Makes the catch at the 45. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He did that one all by himself. Make a few guys miss, turn on the afterburners, and boom, everybody's toast.
And that's why you got him back deep, because that guy can do that. You got to be explosive and quick and have good vision, and you see all those things on one punt return. Takes it back to the house, makes people miss, turn it on the gas. Great job, great return.
We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. They'll run it from the gun. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. The Hokies are in the hurry-up.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry-up, defense has to be ready.
He never had a chance on the draw, tackled almost as soon as he got the ball. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. He wants to throw it. Get it out on the screen. Breaks into the open. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. And the Hokies will punt it away on 4th down. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Now on the return. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. from the shotgun, the inside give. Still on his feet at the 45. Turning on the Jets. Running it inside the 30 and finally out of bounds at the 27.
And I think the biggest thing for this young man is we've seen him be so great all throughout the season. How do you finish? And how do you finish decides if you win that big trophy at the end of the year. He's in the Heisman running late in the season. I bet you he'll get a lot of touches today.
He'll try to do it himself. Wrestled out of bounds at the 12 and another productive play on this drive.
A lot of times we call these quarterbacks ballers and game changers, but you don't call them smart enough. Like knowing the situation, knowing I can scramble around, buy some time, and then knowing exactly what I need to do to get that first down. You can call them whatever you want, but that was really smart.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. After the run, now to throw. Touchdown, Temple! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Final play of the quarter coming. Off the play fake on first down. To throw. He'll pull it down. Guys, it's Temple with the lead here at the end of the quarter. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Give to the running back. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Hokies will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Takes it on the return. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
From the gun, the running back has it. Some really tough running there. Gets him to the 45-yard line.
We'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
On the ground, it's Punga. Oh, he's got some space. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. The Owls come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the middle. Finds the big tight end. Right on the money with that throw. The defense was there, but they are in the red zone with a 1st down at the 12. Looking to throw on 1st down. Lets it fly. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Owls. There was not a window there. There was not a sliver of light. There was like the eye of a needle to zip that ball in, and somehow he got it in.
No doubt defensively, you know it's coming. You know who he trust between QB and wide receiver.
He'll bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Tight end now in motion. The give from the gun. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Back to pass. Throwing right. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at half.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. And the Hokies will punt this one away. 3-and-out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets it away from his own end zone. Makes the catch around the 50. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The give to the running back from the shotgun. There he goes. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Owl.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he puts through the extra point. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he's coming out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll try the run. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown, before this first half closes out.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Right back to it. Worked his way to the 38 before they stopped him. It's a 5-yard gain, and that'll be a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3-and-out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. He lobs one high down the left side. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Hokies.
Man, nice nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Bring in the heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. On the run, deep down the right side. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
He knew he was going to have to pay the price, and he did, but the reward is the first down.
Yep, and he hung in there just long enough, Reese. I think he did a really good job hanging there, finds the running back. And listen, when you choose to blitz, now you got to tackle my guy in space. Running back does a great job getting the first down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down, first down, first down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense, I just can't find any answers.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to fire on second down. Finds his back in the middle. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
Lining up for the PAT. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Georgia State is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Appalachian State. Sun Belt, Fun Belt. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Hokies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Finds his man down the middle. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. On third down, he drops the throw. Lofts one deep down the right side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. And the Hokies will send out the punt unit. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking to throw on first down. He's going to take off. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the right. Pulls it in. They'll immediately call timeout. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. He will need some oomph in this one, a 51-yard attempt, and from the right side. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Hokies will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. Starting this third quarter on the ground. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it from the gun. Turning it on.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. And the Owls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it first and goal. The Owls had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team. And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting it.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Owls. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the magic number for touchdowns.
Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Goodness gracious. He's been getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. I might want to change something up or maybe focus on that guy that's getting the football a lot and scoring.
Coming out with it, it's Cherry. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Here's the pressure. He'll pull it down and run. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
They'll move the tight end. They're going to ride this running back. Runs through the tackle. He fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the back. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but, man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let's find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football.
And the returner will be knocked down. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Owls! He got a step and just dusted the field. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching his defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back into 16.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the 3rd downs manageable. So
he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Hokies decide to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He's got it. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Picks up the 1st down, still moving. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. And the Owls, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Pulls it in. It's Montgomery. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. To the ground with the back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
how about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long, they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to win.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Owls. The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. Looking downfield on 1st down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Owls. The defense putting points on the board. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, then thought, don't get caught, and
split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
He'll bring it out. It's Cherry. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. From the gun. Give on the inside. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process. And here comes the offense on second down. We've come to the end of the period, and Temple is holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. So the final period starts with a second down play. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Now they've got breathing room, got 6 all the way out to the 20.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
From the gun on third down. Under fire. Didn't have anything working and just had to throw it away on third down. The Hokies will call on their punt team.
Number 11 on to punt it away.
On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Temple takes over and the offense will return to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. The Owls have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. He wants to change this route. Under fire. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline. They'd hoped to come up with explosive plays, and they used one there to set him up inside the 30, 1st and 10. Looking down the middle. Finds a man on the left. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Trying to pound it in. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have...
Give him 6. Touchdown, Temple. They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Here's the handoff. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. They get enough rush, and it pays off.
quarterback, sometimes you just wish the game would already be over, right? You've had nothing go your way all game long. You're trailing late. They're still getting sacks. You just want to go back to the locker room. You want to get in the ice tub and start healing.
And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
Not one, but 2 sacks on the day, and possibly more to come. Still time left in this football game, and this is a beatdown. You know all passes are coming. This offensive line better do a better job.
And the Hokies line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Books it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Temple takes over and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too.
Got it in stride at the 15. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. After that huge play, right back at him on 1st and 10 from inside the 15. Gets it out fast. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. Running back searching for a hole. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Here comes the heat. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the 4th quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back, and they're getting after it, as you saw it on that sack there.
Here's the heat. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
And now if this offense could go back, they'd be like, throw it away. You know, don't take the sack earlier in the downs, because the scramble now puts you in a good 4th down situation. Interested to see what this offense does, but they got to stay away from those negative plays.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. Quarterback making checks. To the air on 1st down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Throwing on the run. And he makes the grab and gets the foot down. What a job for a huge gain there. They are in no mood to show any mercy as they keep flexing their muscle on offense.
Up big in the 4th quarter, and you just keep taking shots down the field. That tells you something, okay? You can take what you want from it, but this offense definitely not interested in running clock, interested in making a point.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Westbrook. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Chains are set, and Temple has it with another 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Unloads to the wideout. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of the season.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job of ball security.
The Hokies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll run play action. Fires to the right. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Got room on the return.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
Caught near the sticks. It's Westbrook. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David. He hurls one deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. And the Hokies send out the punt unit.
Number 11 on to kick it away.
Hauls it in and looking upfield. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This all
Breaks into the open. Smashes through the tackle. You want to talk about shifting the field in an instant. He's got it all the way down to the 10-yard line.
I'll tell you, you got to be careful if you're the defense right now because you're behind. I know you want to be aggressive. You might want to start blitzing, getting a lot of guys close to the line of scrimmage, but this offense is going to take opportunities when they have one-on-ones, and they just did right there.
When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such